It's round 2 of Kev's batch cooking extravaganza, but before we get started, I decided a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't going to shave this or trim it until after I left work. I didn't tell you that because I expected I might have to go back on it once the heat started. The heat has started. I think we need to trim it massively back. I smell, it's so hot, and so I might go and shave and then do batch cooking, or batch cooking then I'll figure something out. Food has arrived. We have a massive pile of meat at the back. We have booze, we have cans of stuff, we have veg. This whole lot, £39. Now let's make it into some dinners. So first stew, this one is lamb and red wine. All of the stews that we do are exactly the same recipe. They have a base of onions, carrots, celery, chopped tomatoes. The only thing that changes is the meat, the booze and the herb. So this one is lamb and red wine. Later on we've got pork and cider, we've got chicken and white wine, and last week we did beef and beer. So first up we're going to do 2 stews at the same time. So I've prepared 2 lots of veg, 2 lots of meat. We are doing, we've just put the heat on medium high. You'll remember this from last week. We've chopped 2 lots of veg and we're just going to soften them down for like 10 minutes, and then we're going to be making a pork and cider stew and a lamb and red wine stew. But first job, of course, is to soften some onions. If any of you are wine sellers, can you please start selling wine in half-litre bottles like beer and cider? Because we don't really drink. We only need half a litre of wine for this lamb stew, which means every time we make it, we have like that much left over, which almost always just goes down the sink, because we barely drink anything at all. When we do drink, it's never wine. Neither of us like wine. So yeah, if you live locally you can come and collect it this afternoon, otherwise it's going down the sink. Onions and veg are soft, so this one has rosemary in. Rosemary needs lamb. Already floured because I forgot to do that last week and it created dumplings that I didn't want, so lamb goes in there with the veg mix that has got rosemary in. Some people did ask last week why I don't brown the meat. Don't see the need to. I don't think it tastes any better. We've messed around browning meat before. Nah, makes no difference. And then in there we had a can of chopped tomatoes and that 2/3 of a bottle of red wine. Stir that up. We're going to bring that to the boil and then leave it on here on a lowish heat, just simmering away for about 2.5 hours. The other one takes 2.5 hours as well. So for that we add the lamb, again, already covered in flour. Stir that around a little bit, which is harder to do because it's at the back. And then to that, we add tomatoes again and some Bulmers cider, which goes in there, if the cider ever finishes pouring. Covered in tomatoes, stir that one up as well, and then we just need to find the lids, simmer these, and that gives me 2.5 hours to go and get my dad a Father's Day card and present. No one told me it was Father's Day today. And then do some more stupid exam marking while these simmer away. We've got 3 more dinners to do today. Another stew, a chicken and white wine stew, which doesn't take as long. Then we've got chili con carne and I think chicken tikka masala, which I said I was doing last week and didn't do. So it's not going to be as long today, hopefully. 2.5 hours. Now! There's no memory card in my camera, so I'm having to use my phone. I assume you can hear me. I assume you can see me. It might be awful. I'm at Tesco. 31.5 degrees in my car apparently. That's just too hot. No idea what's supposed to be getting my dad. I know he's going on holiday tomorrow in his trailer tent. Maybe something to do with that. I'm not sure. Obviously Tesco is the place to buy a Father's Day present from though. I'm thinking this is probably the right aisle, but I haven't got a clue what to get him from it. Job done. We have a bottle of gin, we have a card. I also have sushi for lunch, so as it's 31.5 degrees in the car, I need to be quick giving this to him so I can get the sushi home so me and Anna can eat it before it cooks itself. My dad wasn't in. Where do you think he's going on Father's Day? Unacceptable. Stews have still got just over an hour to go before they're ready to come out and have the next thing go on, so now feels like an opportune moment to head outside into the horribly hot garage and record today's Football Manager video. It's too hot out there, I need a fan. First batch of stews are out, they are there behind me, so that's 12 meals made today. I'm now going to make the chicken and white wine stew, which doesn't take as long, and the chili con carne, which takes about the same amount of time as the stew, and then just finish off probably after tea with a chicken tikka masala. It's nearly 4 o'clock. This has taken much longer than I planned today. I was reading through Anna's essay that she's writing for her uni application. Tell you what, I'm alarmed at how much she already knows about this crime scene investigation stuff. This can't all be stuff she's learnt in the last week. I want to know what she's been up to. But read through the essay, hope to do some of the referencing on it. If that essay isn't good enough to get her into university, I don't understand the world anymore. Bear in mind, this is a world where my university didn't even interview me. And I did computer science and I didn't know what RAM was on my first day at university. And I got in. She already knows enough about crime scene investigation to be able to turn up and start taking fingerprints and stuff. So if that doesn't get her in, then university's changed a lot in the 6 or 7 years since I was applying. But that's now done. She's ready to send that off. So fingers crossed we get some positive news about that in the next week or so. And knowing that she's going to be at uni will be massive because it allows us to start planning our finances for next year in a little bit more detail. If we know that we've got a guaranteed certain amount coming in from student finance, plus the DLA stuff that we get for Andy, plus the minimum kind of level that I expect to get out of YouTube and Patreon and book money, all of that combined should be not a million miles away from what my salary is at the moment. And then if we continue to grow YouTube and if I write another book, then we're fine, we're self-sufficient, I can do this for the next 3 years. But haven't got time to think about that anymore now because I've got lots more cooking to do. I've done no exam marking so far today. I am so far behind on that I think I might just have to throw myself down the stairs so I can twist my ankle and have a couple of days off work this week to get caught up on it. If you're watching from work and I'm off sick this week, coincidence. The ice cream man's just been. Have I still got ice cream in my beard? Let's hope not. Right, chicken stew. We are running massively behind now. Some real life happened. But with the veg and stuff for the chicken stew is softened. So now we just need to add the chicken thighs with the flour on them. Just stir this in a little bit. It's exactly the same process we went through for the other two stews that are cooling here. So the last step, 2/3 of a bottle of white wine. Same rules apply. If you live down this street and you want 1/3 of a bottle of red wine, you've got until I go to bed tonight to come and collect it before it goes down the sink with the red, because wine's yucky. I think we're just giant children. So same as before, this is just going to be brought to the boil, then put the lid on, simmer it, this time only for an hour and a half because it's chicken, and if you cook chicken for 2.5 hours it also goes yucky. So this will be about an hour and a half, which is just the amount of time that I need to sort out the chili con carne, and then we'll have to eat one of these for dinner. I don't know which we'll have, and then I've just got to do the chicken tikka masala later on. Easy peasy. So ingredients for the chili, we have mince, veggie stuff, peppers, some spicy herby, spice or herb? Spice I think, balsamic vinegar, chopped tomatoes, beans, peas, coriander. This is ace. I like this a lot. There's supposed to be cinnamon in here as well, but I can't find it. I need to chop more onions. I am so hot and sweaty. This is just very, very unpleasant cooking stews and curries and hot pan stupid meals on the hottest day of the year so far. But we have another pan on. This is for the chili con carne, so we have onions, red peppers, carrots, celery, garlic. I think that's everything going in here, and as per usual, we're just going to cook these down, soften them up a little bit before we start adding meat and delicious flavour. In fact, before the veg gets soft, new cumin. We need a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of chili powder. There should be a teaspoon of cinnamon as well, but I can't find it. I assume someone's been doing the cinnamon challenge somewhere. Expect that on the channel soon when I find it. We're not going to do a cinnamon challenge. So that goes in. We add a little bit of salt and pepper as well. Very small amount of salt, high blood pressure and all that, but everyone else moans if it doesn't have any flavour, so we have to compromise. And now we're going to soften this down whilst cooking. Oh, that just smells awesome. I could eat that like that. Probably should. It's quite healthy as it is. Right, veg is soft. Now we add, we've got some kidney beans and some chickpeas that have been drained. They go in. We also have 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. Fill one of them back up with water and add some water as well. Mix all this up. Again, it smells amazing like this. I could eat it like this, but I won't. I need to make it meaty. 500 grams of minced beef. Just get that in there, breaking it up as I put it in. Again, I don't see any reason to brown this off before using it. Putting it in like this, it just goes nice and deliciousy. That's a technical term. Make sure it's all nicely mixed in. Then we've got some chopped coriander stalks, which go in like that. And 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar as well. Mix it all up, and then same with the stews really. Lid goes on, turn the heat down a little bit, simmer for like an hour, hour and a half. You want it to thicken up a little bit. You'll know, you know what chili looks like. You'll know when it's done. This isn't science. This is cookery. Right, last meal of the day. It is a chicken tikka masala. So we have chicken, coconut milk, tomatoes, ginger, onions, chili, coriander, curry paste, and some butter. I've got to chop more onions. Well, for the last time in over a month, I'm melting some butter with a little bit of groundnut oil. To this I'm going to add onions, chili, ginger, coriander stalks, all chopped up, and guess what? We're going to soften this for about 10 minutes. Right, onions are soft. Tikka masala, curry paste. To clarify from last week, it's curry paste, not curry sauce, so this is just the spices and stuff. It's not full of all the other sauce type things. Slightly better for you. I think I could make my own curry paste, but I don't have the time to do that at the moment. Mix that in with the veg. Then the chicken goes in. That's 4 chicken breasts. Just coat that in the curry paste and veg. Then we need coconut milk and chopped tomatoes. Normally I have the tins open already. This isn't very organised. Chopped tomatoes. Sometimes I make this healthier by using the reduced fat coconut milk. I didn't do this time. Not deliberately, just ordered the wrong one. Can I get into that? There we go. Coconut milk. This one doesn't cook for anywhere near as long as the other meals we've done today. That's why we've left this one until the end. So this is going to be maybe 20 minutes. We just want that chicken to cook through, and chicken breast doesn't take long to cook. So 15-20 minutes. The chili con carne will be done in that time, so I'll get that boxed up. I've still got everything here from earlier on, and some rubbish that needs to go away. I don't know how I'm going to fit all that in the freezer, but I'll figure something out. We have got a freezer in the house, but it's kind of needs defrosting. and we don't really use it. But there we go. Last time I have to add stuff to a pan for a month. Apart from like every day when I'm warming it all up. But... And we're done. 31 portions of food behind me for 40 quid. Just over £1 a portion again. We're doing rather well. Worst day of the year I could possibly do this. You can see the sweat dripping off me. I feel exhausted. Yeah, never again will I cook on a day like this. This has been awful. On the topic of it being too hot and things being awful, little moral to today's vlog. Be careful what you wish for. I haven't fallen down the stairs, but I've never seen my foot swell up as much as it has with the heat. I've been obviously on my feet all day. It's been over 30 degrees all day. I have drunk 3 or 4 litres of water, trying to get rid of some of the fluid retention that I've got going on, but I've been looking online and it seems that this is a side effect of my new blood pressure medication that I went on in like January, February time. But I'm just starting to hit these side effects now that the heat's coming. The excessive sweating, which is just crazy. I can't believe how much I'm sweating. And take a look at this ankle and foot. If Dave lets you. I don't know how well you can see how swollen it is, but Dave, will you get down for a minute? But it is properly swollen. And poor old Dave's very hot as well. We need to get him a haircut. As a matter of urgency, he just won't leave me alone. I think we're going to end the vlog here. About 8 o'clock. I'm so hot still. I don't know if I can bring myself to head out into the garage and edit this. You can use MacBooks in the bath, right?